Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm your girl Tamika, and totally Mika. So for today's video, as you can see based on the title, we're talking about not why I don't make New Year's resolution and the word that I choose to implement and to work on for 2022. Right, so I started this whole journey in 2020, where like previous years I would normally make New Year's resolution, and I'll keep it up for a few weeks or so, and then it was just downhill because I had so much thing on the list that I wanted to accomplish for the New Year's, and in the end it did not benefit me. So in 2020 I chose to start this journey where I decided to work on one word in my life, and that word was to be patient. And it was like there was like things coming from right, left, and all over that forced me to be patient, because I'm the type of person, like, I'm like, Lord, I need to get this done now. I need to, get this out of the way, but I wasn't the one in control of my life. So God made it happen when he felt like he wanted it based on his timing. And 2020, in the midst, I was in the process of getting into school, and it was crazy, but it happened when the Lord said so, and I had to be patient in that moment. I can definitely share that testimony with you guys in another video. All right, so last year I decided that I wanted to be a better servant, because serving others without expecting nothing in return. And I see where God put me in a position where I was able to serve, not how I intended, but how he intended. Because it's like, I was like, okay, I'll go to church, I'll serve people there, but that didn't happen. I was doing that for a while, but then the Lord put me in a position where I was able to serve other international students, and I'm like, Lord, when am I going to be? I had this mindset that I could only serve in church, but that's not what God intended. God intended for me to serve wherever he said I should serve, and I was able to serve others. And in the same time frame, I was still learning to be patient, because the thing about these words is that they don't stop when the year ends. It's the whole idea is to build me as a person and to incorporate these things into my life, not just for a year but consistently. So even though I was being a servant, I was still learning how to be patient. And the word that I choose for this year, it was just interesting how it came about. But before I tell you the word, I know a lot of you guys are familiar with Galatians 5:22-23. It's a popular verse. Those are two popular verses, or people use it so much because it's all about the fruit of the spirit. So the NIV version said, but the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such thing there is no law. And let me read it in the King James Version. So King James Version said, but the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such thing there is no law. So the word that I choose, when I choose the word, I was like, I see that there is a pattern here, not intended, but it was God's intention. So the word that I choose is to be unbothered. And if I should link it to Galatians 5:22-23, it would be temperance or self-control. What do I mean by that? So before I tell you what I mean by that, so basically says the final fruit mentioned in Galatians is temperance or self-control. Temperance comes from the Greek word egratia. I'll definitely leave that word down there, meaning strength, not physical strength, but inward strength that helps us to make the best choice. And as I said, in layman's term, unbothered. Reason being, I want to be able to go through this life, and when people say things and do things, it does not affect how I react or my response to them. And if I'm able to be unbothered, to have self-control, I will be able to interact with people. And at the end of the day, when I go home, I'm not thinking about what they said. I am not replaying what they said to me, but I leave it where it is. If it's something that does not meant to motivate me, to lift me up, to build me as an individual, there's no need for me to bring that baggage from where I am to home. It's like I'm building up garbage in my household, and then there will be cluttered. So in order to be clutter free, my word for this year is to practice the self-control. It's not that I'm the type of person that outbursts or say things rudely. It's more self-control in a sense that mentally I am not allowing what Tom, Harry, whatever that person say affect who I am and who I know I am. And if I'm able to do that, I'll be able to focus on being patient as I wait upon the Lord, and also to be a better servant to others. And as I said last year, if you want, you can always share back. When I say servant, I'm not going to be anybody's guinea pig or whatever, but it's a case where I am serving people for the Lord. So, as I said, unbothered. People will always have things to say. People will always do things. But do I allow that to depict what my life should be like? No way. So, it wasn't intended to follow the fruits of the Spirit, but I realized that God is taking me somewhere. And as I said, it does not end at the end of the year, but it's all about building you as a person, building me as a person. So you can go ahead and choose a word, something that you think is hard, but it's possible. You might think it's hard, but we all know faith and hope. If we have hope and faith in the Lord, anything is possible. So choose a word this year. It's okay to exercise more to keep healthy, but choose a word that at the end of the day it will influence how you respond to people, how you think. And oftentimes we neglect our mental health, which is one of the most important things, because if your mental health is messed up, it affects every other area in your life. So you can exercise in which we should be exercising, but choose a word that will help you to be the best version of yourself. So as I said, my word is unbothered. In other words, self-control. Yes, I'm an emotional person. That's why I think that, okay, I need to work on this word. I need to work on this part of my life, so at the end of the day, I can be the best, not the least, but the best there is of myself, of my true self. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to say, I could have, I should have. At the end of the day, I did what I intended to do. So people always have things to say. Do not allow their negative word to hold you captive. Do not allow their negative word to hold you captive. As we said before, slavery was abolished, is abolished. So there's no way we should allow other people lack of self-control to influence how we react and how we feel when we depart from where they are and go home. So at this moment, you can put the word that you want to work on in the description below, or you can keep it yourself. But there is something that I charge you to do. Whatever word that you choose, ensure that you get it printed and put it up in your room, or write it and put it up in your room or in your prayer closet. So every time you look back, you're like, this is what I'm working on for this year. This is what I'm working on for this year. Find quotes, motivational things that address this word that you're working on, so it helps motivate you as you go through the rest of the year. And as I say, with God, anything is possible. So be strong. Be strong. Sometimes you lose self-control, but just like grab yourself and get back to where you know you are supposed to be. Anyway, guys, that's the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and share with others. As I said, it's okay to make New Year's resolution, but I don't, because at the end of the day, it does not always fall through. But if I choose one word that does not burden me, then I'll be able to make it through. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.